to the ground.
Inhale and squeeze all your body in towards your hips. As you exhale, push your hands down to the ground, feet back. On your next inhale, come forward into plank again. Lifting up through the shoulders, lifting up through the waist, extending out through the heels, looking down at the ground. Exhale, bend your elbows lower down. Put your feet, head of the arms back. Bring them as far back as they will go, lifting up, keeping your neck in line with your back. Exhale, lower back down. Now slide your hands in front of you, coming into Sphinx. So bend your elbows, keep them level with your shoulders, look forward. Check that there's a right angle between your shoulders, your elbows, and your forearms. So your forearms should be a little bit forward. Exhale, lower back down. And slide your hands back behind you to the sternum. Bring the head of the arms up and back, lifting up your heart. Exhale, lower back down. Beautiful. Tuck your toes, push back to downward dog. Bend your knees, lift your hips, and now extend your heels to the ground. Lift your right leg back behind you. Bend your right knee and step your right foot forward between your hands, coming to a lunge. Come up onto your fingertips. Squeeze your legs into the middle, scissoring them into the hips. Look forward. And just extend through the crown of the head and extend out through your back heel. On the next inhale, step forward to the front of the mat, lowering head and shoulders to the ground. Release your head, release your shoulders, release your neck. Bend your knees. Tuck your tailbone in a little bit. On the next inhale, come up halfway. Place your hands either on your shins or on your thighs, allowing you to stretch out through your back and firmly through your quads, pulling up the kneecaps, lifting up through the toes. Exhale, lower back down. And step your right foot back behind you, coming into another lunge. Check your front knee and your front heel are in one line. Come up onto your fingertips and sit your legs into the middle. Look forward. Inhale the arms back. On the next inhale, step forward to the front of the mat, bending your knees and bringing your torso on top of your thighs. Open your arms wide like an airplane. Look down at the ground. Let your torso completely touch your thighs. So bend your knees as much as you can. So your thighs are parallel to the ground. Inhale, lift the heart up slightly. Bring the head of the arms back, stretching out through the back. And on the exhale, release the arms. Place the hands on either side of your hips. Slowly come back up. Release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Touch the ground, bending the knees, lowering head and shoulders. Plant your hands. Step back to downward dog. Beautiful. Roll your biceps out. Stretch out from the top of your head through to the back of your hips. Inhale, come forward into plank once again. Lift up through the upper back, through the waist. Exhale, lower down. Point your feet, head the arms back. Now bring your arms slightly wider than the mat onto the fingertips. And they're in line with your shoulders. Inhale. Bring the head of the arms back and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So as you're only lifting your head a little bit, using your shoulder blades. So you squeeze the shoulder blades together, bring them back and down the back. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift your head of the arms up, back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Exhale, lower back down. Plant your hands. Inhale, bring the head of the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the head. Exhale, lower back down. Now slide your hands towards your sternum, tuck your toes, push back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, lift up through the hips. Lift your left leg back behind you, bend your left leg and step forward to your hands. Beautiful. Grab a block. Place it parallel to the left foot. Plant your right hand on it and flat. Place your left hand on your left hip. Turn to face the left. Bring the head of the armholes back and with your left arm to the sky. Beautiful. As you inhale, squeeze your legs together. Fantastic. As you exhale, extend out through the top hand, through the front of the head, back heel. Inhale, squeeze everything into the middle. Exhale, bring the right hand down and step forward to the front of the mat. Lowering head and shoulders. Step your left foot back behind you. Plant your left hand, your brick next to your right foot and your left hand on the block. Place your right hand on your hip and turn to face the right. Head of the armholes back. Inhale, lift your right arm to the sky. Exhale, extend back through the heel. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Beautiful. Let go. Come. Double look at the tube. Inhale, squeeze into the middle. Exhale, lower back down. Come into a plank. Beautiful. On the inhale, push yourself back to downward dog. Bend your knees. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Coming back into a lunge. Grab the block and place it next to your right foot. Lower your left heel to the ground and check that your front heel is in line with your back arch. Now, lift up halfway with your fingertips on the block. Your left hand on the left hip. Turn to face the left. Head of the armholes back. Inhale, lift the left arm up and over your ear, pointing forwards towards you. Your palm is facing down, and your torso turns from the waist up towards the sky. Beautiful. Keep bending the front knee. And on the next inhale, lower the hands to the ground, come back to plank. And then push your hips up, back into downward dog, lowering your heels to the ground. Now step your left foot between your hands, coming into a lunge. Bring the block next to your left foot, left hand on the block, lower your right heel to the ground. Bend your front knee, checking that it's directly above the leg heel. And then roll your back thigh in and back. Keep turning the whole leg, corkscrewing it in first so that the hips are now facing down. Your right hand's on your hip. And you start turning from the waist up towards the sky. Inhale, lift your right arm up and over your ear, pointing forwards. Bring both shoulders up and back. Beautiful. Inhale, squeeze your legs into each other. On the exhale, lower both hands to the ground. Step forward to the front of the mat, lower your shoulders. Beautiful. Bend your knees. Once again, torso to the thighs. Come up halfway, open your arms wide. And then just lift your torso, but stay sitting. And bring your arms in front of you. Squeeze both legs towards the middle without moving them. Rolling your thighs in and back, giving yourself a little lower back curl. Lift up to the heart. Look forward. And then raise your arms up softly, with ease, not forcing them, only as far as they go. Beautiful. Exhale, release your hands. Lower down, touch the ground, lower your shoulders. Beautiful. Step your right foot back behind you, coming into another lunge. Lower the right knee to the ground. If you need some padding, grab a blanket, place it under your knee. Check that the top of the femur is on the ground, not the kneecap. Then stack your shoulders over your hips, coming into a mini lunge. So inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Beautiful. Soften your shoulder and stand your back. Fantastic. Lift up to the heart. And then bend your elbows and cup your head with your hands, leaning into your hands. Look up, open your elbows, and on the inhale, extend your arms back behind you. Beautiful, fantastic. Exhale, lower both hands down. fingertips on the ground and lift the back heel, back knee, look forward, step forward to the front of the mat, and then shoulders down, lifting up to the hips. Exhale, close your eyes, allow yourself to just feel the difference from side to side. On the next inhale, step your left foot back behind you, bend your front knee, bend the back knee down to the ground. Check that your femur's on the ground, not the kneecap. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Squeeze your hips into the middle, scissor your legs. Inhale, lift your arms to the ground. Soften the shoulder blades down back. Bend the elbows, cup your head with your hands. And then lean your head back into your hands. Exhale, open the elbows. Inhale, lift your arms up, behind, lifting up to the heart. Fantastic. Exhale, release the arms. Up. Lift your left knee, left heel, look forward, step forward to the front of the mat, and shoulders down. Once again, allow yourself to just feel. So bend your knees, release the torso, release the neck, release the shoulders. And just let your head release. Tuck your tailbone in towards the ground so that you've got a little C curve happening. Place both hands on your hips, inhale the arm rolls back. Inhale, come up. Beautiful. Now we open our legs wide along the mat. Just as wide as the length of one of your legs. And you might be able to do some partner work. So if you guys can partner up, you guys can partner up, you guys can partner up, and I'll partner up with you. So I'll show you what we're doing. So you stay one mat away from each other. You may need more space. Facing each other. And then extend your hands and grab each other by the forearms. Bend your knees. Walk up, back, up, back. Bend your knees and bring them closer in just under your hips. And your knees out. Knees out. Up. So lift up your arms. Bend your knees and lean back. Lift up your arms. Keep lifting up your arms. And then just lean back. Allowing yourself to stretch each other. On the inhale, you come back up. Okay. Okay. I'll partner up. I'll get you both to partner up. Okay, so if you grab each other by the forearms.
So if you grab my arms, yeah. Can I grab you like this?
Through the forearms on.
So like this?
Yes. So in what language is it easier for you?
English.
English is okay. Bend your knees, and then lean back. And lift your hips up. Yeah, the hips.
So bend the knees and
the hips.
Yeah.
In line, push down your arms and back.
I'm sure back.
You should not walk any further back. You walk further back. Okay, now lift your arms. That's it. And then look at the ground. Both of you look at the ground. Lift your arms as high as they've got. And guys, you can walk back a little bit more. Yeah. No. Lift your arms higher. That's it. Fantastic. Okay. On the inhale, start walking forward slowly and only lift your torso slowly. So lift your arms and start walking slowly forwards, lifting up.
It's too hot in here, so it's starting getting dizzy.
Do you want to change the aircon?
Yeah. If you need some water, I already have some things.
Very good. So we're going to do another partner one. So I'll show you. So we're going to start here. Once again, bend your knees, keep your hips at the height of your knees, and then lower your right hand down to your left shin. Lift your left arm, and then lean back, lean back, lean back. Bend your knees. Bend your knees, lean back. That's it. Inhale slowly, mindfully come up. That's it. So we do that. So if you come together, you're okay? So do you want to palm? Yeah?
Yeah, move back to
Go to child.
Okay.
And not so low with your hands. Yeah. And then twist one. So each one is going to grab one arm to the side. That's it. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Keep lifting the arm high and just lean back. Don't use force, just use your own weight. Mindful that the other person may have a different weight than you. On the inhale, come up. Now you guys are pretty good match. So that's why I'm that's why it's all over with Laura.
I'm just very
The opposite way. I'm not being particularly
Yeah.
This is logistics. Opposite arm. Yeah. And now the opposite arm. That's it. And just keep lifting it up. Yeah, if you want to go side. Lift up. Opposite side. Inhale, come up. Okay. Thank you, partner. You guys can come up as well. Thank you, partner. Scratch your.
Did you send me a card?
Yeah, it's going to get cool in a minute, but it is very hot now.
Yeah, it is a bit hot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was just thinking about with the breeze.
So we're going to open our legs back up again. Roll our thighs in the back. Squeeze your legs into the middle. So your thighs are nice and active. When you roll your thighs in the back, there's a giant block between your thighs and you try to squeeze the back behind you. Or a giant bolster, whichever. And then place your hands on your hips. Fall forward from the hips. And lower your fingertips towards the ground. If you do not reach, I'll bring you a block. So check. Maybe lift the block up. For some people, give you higher heights so they look back straight. To your fingertips for more sensitivity and stretch out through the top of your back. Beautiful. And on the inhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Come up halfway and roll back up. Slowly. Really slowly as you inhale. Now, we're going to keep this position. And then grab the block, place it in the middle. Some of you may not need it. So squeeze your thighs into the middle. Hinge forward halfway. Place your hand on the block. Place your left hand on top of your hip. Turn to face the left. And then extend your left arm up in line with your shoulders. Not further than your shoulders. I'm going to come and adjust you guys. So we never know where we are in space unless we have feedback. And exhale, lower that hand to the ground, swap the block. Place your right hand on top of your hips and turn to face the right. Check that your hips aren't moving. Your hips should be straight on. And then just lift your right arm up. It's going to be in line with your shoulders, not surpassing. That's it, fantastic. So as you inhale, squeeze the legs into each other. As you exhale, lower them back down. And then exhale, lower your hands to the ground, lower head and shoulders, move the block aside. And then slowly open your toes out. Place your hands on your hips. Roll the thighs in and back, and the head of the arm holds back. Slowly lifting up. And now bend your knees, tracking over your toes. Place your hands on the inside of the thighs, opening up to the thighs and lifting up to the heart. And then just sit back. You can either leave your hands on your thighs or place your hands in front of you to get some balance. So bring the head of the arms up, look forward, keep bending and opening your knees so they're tracking over your toes. You might want to open your toes out more. Inhale, come back up. Release your arms. And now, bring your heels in a little bit so that they're just outside your hips. The toes are pointing out. And we're going to squat only to where you reach. So bend your knees and allow yourself to squat. Some of you may squat the whole way. If you can't squat the whole way, place a block in front of you to hold on to the block. And make sure that your knees are coming out so you can put your elbows into your knees. Yeah, I know. Some of you cannot reach, that's okay. So you can use the block, place the block below your hips, or if you can't reach that far, just open your knees out with your elbows. And on the inhale, lower down, place your fingertips on the ground, lift your hips up and lower the head. Bring the toes back to center. Release your head, release your shoulders. Bend your knees as much as you need to and slide your palms under the soles of your feet. Release your shoulders. Open the elbows out. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And allow your head to just release down. On the next inhale, slide your hands up from underneath. Slide your hands up towards your shins. Bend your knees slightly, come up halfway. You bend your knees, coming back into like a seated position. Inhale, lift your arms in front of you. Inhale and stand up. Release your arms as you exhale. Fantastic. We're coming down to the ground. So what we'll do, open our legs as wide as they go. If that means that you are bending forward, grab the bolster and sit on top of the bolster. The bolster is your friend. And you're on the second half of the bolster, so you're tilting forward. Your hips are tilting forward. Check that you have a little lower back curve. Flex your feet, lift up to the heart. Bring the head of the arms back. Close your eyes. For some of you, this may be a stretch already. For some of you, it may not be. For those of you who think, oh, this is easy, place the blocks in front of you. And start sliding them forward with your heart forward and your back straight. And only stop at the limit where your back is still straight. Otherwise, stay where you are. So check that your back is nice and straight. Your heart is lifted. So I'm going to come and have a look at you guys. Give you a hand.